Defense Command Post on security alert. Access denied.
My responsibilities were to take scenes that came to my computer and to add foliage, to add music, to add depth as far as audibly to what you would see visually. For example, the subroom scene in NORAD, Jack Davis did some moving water and a lot of shadowy, there was a lot of dark feel in it, and what I did was I filled a bathtub with water and I lowered a microphone in it and splashed the water around it. Did 2 or 3 different tracks of that to try to add a real movingness to the water. And then one of the scenes that you came from was an alarm in another room. I took that alarm sound, added a lot of reverb and a lot of echo to that, brought back down that sound volume and added that to the splashing water to create a new environment and a new sound. In the Mars maze, I knew that a person had 3 minutes in this maze, and by the end of their journey, they were going to be running out of oxygen, and I wanted to kind of create a sense of danger. So as the player plays this scene out, the music begins to slow down. A heartbeat starts to pulsate and get louder and louder and louder, and then heavy breathing toward the end of the track. So the track itself actually had an interactive feel to it along with the scene.
My job as programmer is to take all of the elements that people create, whether they be graphics, text, and audio, put them all together so you create a virtual reality type of experience. You immerse the user into that world. For instance, in the NORAD subroom, there is the ambient audio of an alarm going off. There is water sloshing in a pool near the submarines, and you hear all of that, you see it visually, and you experience it so that you feel that you're really immersed in that environment. All of the programming in the Journeyman project was done using Macromind Director. However, on the PC platform, we chose to use C code so that we would speed up the code that was running on that platform. We were developing graphics and code at the same time, so later time zones had more interactivity and more variables of what might happen, so I had to account for those later. So the code was actually changing through the whole process of developing the game until it was one final stable piece of code.
My responsibilities at Presto Studios was sales and marketing for the Journeyman project. Being a small company with limited experience and no previous titles, this was quite an undertaking. In January of '93, we launched a product at Macworld San Francisco and had a great response. We sold out of the booth. This was not only a lot of hard work, but it was very fulfilling to finally see our product in the hands of end users and see the excitement that surrounded it. It ended our production cycle and began our marketing cycle. And for the next 9 months, we proceeded to advertise and sell boxes out of our garage to the various distributors around the world, much to the curiosity of our neighbors.
There were a lot of people that thought we were crazy when we decided to start this thing. In fact, we didn't know how large it was going to get by the time we were done. In looking back on it, it ended up taking 2 years from the time we originally thought of it to finally shipping the product. We spent 15,000 man-hours on this at a cost of over $70,000 cash out of pocket, and we didn't pay ourselves salaries.
Oh, and I've hidden more information inside you. You'll figure out what I mean. Here comes the suit.
When we built the Journeyman project, we built the game that we always wanted to play. We've done that. Now we've set a new goal for ourselves. We want to build the game that no one has ever seen. Journeyman 2, which is now called Buried in Time, is going to be absolutely insane. This title is going to be a 2-disc set. We simply can't fit all of the information on a single disc. The environments are larger, there's a lot more polygons, the detail has gone through the roof, the story is huge, it's also great, the interactivity is phenomenal. We are very excited about this project.
For technical reasons, we decided that all of our character interaction would have to be filmed with live actors against a blue screen. For this reason, we decided to go with a professional company to produce our biosuit costume. We went with All Effects Group, based in LA, who are best known for having done the robot from Short Circuit as well as some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles suits from the movie.
Now that we've switched to a larger publisher, my responsibilities have become that of a full-time 3D artist. And my first responsibilities for Buried in Time were those in the medieval castle. And where you start out is on top of a tower, you move along a wall. You're standing atop this wall, it's about 30 feet tall, looking over this medieval castle with buildings and people inside. And it makes for a fantastic environment with a great view.
Good, you've got one. Go for one more. One more. Smooth as you can, smooth as silk.
The video shoot for Buried in Time was a blast for everyone that was involved. We had medieval actors running around a blue screen set fighting with swords and shields. We had people in biosuits trying to not fall over as they're jumping around and things are exploding.
With Journeyman 2, we took as much time as we could to make it right. The script took 5 months to complete. We threw in everything but the kitchen sink into this thing, and we did it right, and it's beautiful.